Our scripture for this evening comes from Colossians chapter 3, verse number 12. Colossians chapter 3 and verse number 12. As you know, recently, Colin Powell transitioned from time to eternity. There have been many positive things shared about him as a leader, and many things said about his character. One of the things that I found interesting is an experience that he had with an individual by the name of Anthony Maggard. Colin Powell was on his way to a meeting at Walter Reed Medical Center, and on the I-495 had a flat tire and was struggling to get a couple of the lug nuts off his car. Anthony was driving and saw an elderly gentleman, and he thought what nice thing it would be to stop and help. Upon exiting his car, he noticed that it was Colin Powell. What is interesting is that Anthony Maggard has a prosthetic leg. He could have easily played the blame game, felt sorry for himself, but he thought it would be nice to help another person. It is for this reason that we give this information tonight about Colossians chapter 3 and verse 12. It is to highlight and underscore the importance of something that maybe not everyone knows what it means, and that is the word kindness. The question that I would have tonight is, does kindness hurt? Does it really hurt to be nice to someone? Colossians 3:12 says, "Put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering." Think about this one verse. It has reference to how we treat others, and yet it seems that it is hurtful for people to simply to be kind one to another. Think about some of the things that you have seen recently in the news. People are protesting about their rights, forgetting that with rights come responsibilities. People are talking about their liberties, but few are talking about love and how liberty can only be free when exercised in love. It's a me versus you battle between people as we live in a very me-centered world. We are seeing, interestingly, some of the most technological breakthroughs, medical breakthroughs, discoveries that exhibit the great intellect of the human mind. And at the same time, we are seeing the worst in human behavior. How can minds that can produce the technology that we see today be so small as to not be kind and considerate to others? We have fighting about things like wearing masks. Family members are at odds about vaccine mandates, school systems, churches, the whole social distancing agenda. People are fighting over any little thing that they can have as a difference with someone else. We're no longer seeing younger people give up their seats for seniors or men extending kindness to ladies. Everybody seems to be judging everybody else, having an opinion about everyone else's life. When it comes to some of the things pertinent to our pandemic, as opposed to being considerate as to how our actions affect others, people are more concerned with how they feel and could care less of the impact on others. We as the people of God must lead the charge in recognizing that kindness does not hurt. As we look at Colossians 3 and verse 12, The Bible there in the King James references us as the elect of God. That word elect simply means that we are chosen by God. And while it would be nice to say that the indecencies that we see are those outside of the body, what is interesting is that many of those who are practicing indecent, immoral, and behavior that is unbecoming of an adult profess to have some sort of allegiance to God or belief in God. As the elect or chosen of God, we have to remember three things. Number one, we have to know who we are. We are better than the things that you see. We have to know who we represent. We're God's people. And we have to know who we want to imitate. It is not up to us to pattern ourselves after politicians, entertainers, or sports stars. Our job is to try to imitate the Christ, the God that we serve, the one who died on Calvary for our behalf. So exercise a little kindness. Think before you speak. Respond slowly. Consider your tone. Do something nice for someone else. And recognize that a little kindness goes a long way. It doesn't hurt to be kind. This has been another installment of A Few Minutes with the Minister.